What's going on, people? Myke down here with another Hip Hop solo album review, and today I'm going to talk about the latest album from Jaden Smith entitled Syre. But before we get into the review, I want to talk about the sponsor for this video, and that's the Hip Hop Amino app. I actually have it on my phone here, guys, and it's pretty damn cool. It's a large community of people who simply like talking about hip-hop music and hip-hop culture. And it's very similar to what I do here, in that you can log in, create a post, posing a question or a topic, and then you get feedback, you argue, you debate, you big each other up, and you just have a good-ass time talking about hip-hop. I like that it has news feeds and the ability to follow people, and for someone like me who doesn't really enjoy using Facebook, this comes in handy because it's mobile and it's a much more interesting public forum with way better features. So if you love talking about hip-hop the way I do, jump on this app, create an account, follow your boy, and let's get this conversation popping. Now into the review. So this mixtape came out some time ago, and this may seem like a really odd choice of projects for me to review, but people have been telling me to check this shit out since it dropped, and my mind kept telling me no, and y'all kept telling me yes. So I finally broke down and I gave this a listen, and after sitting through 70 plus minutes of this shit, I felt like I may as well go ahead and tell you guys what I thought. So the first song was actually pretty cool. I like what Willow Smith did with the intro. And then when Jaden came in, I thought it was really interesting. I haven't heard a lot of his music, but I didn't expect too much in terms of rhymes and flows, and he actually surprised me. He wasn't really saying any bars that blew me away, but it was the way he was saying them that was actually cool, especially once the beat switched. And when it rolled into that next song, I felt the exact same way. I thought he was laying his lines out really cool, he sounded really nice on the beat, but the problem was his lyrics were just a bit too basic for my enjoyment. Girl, I'm Martin Luther King, life is hard, I'm Kama Suturing, I'm running through the pain that the youth has been inflicted with, it's just ridiculous that you would kill a kid for some Yeezys. Okay, you're Martin Luther and you're Martin Luther King. Like, that's tight. Like, it's dope that you were able to work both of these people into a bar, but I don't see your connection to either one of them. I don't know, it's just too deep for me. And I'm with my dogs, I'm finna sick 'em. Teacher said I need a lesson, so I go and start my own school. It's a mystery to you. You get it? Nah, I don't, man. It's just too deep for me. By the third track, I was fairly bored already. If it wasn't for Lido, I would have turned this shit off, man. Lido was a star on the track that he produced. Again, Jaden sounds cool on the beat, but his lyrics do absolutely nothing for me. Heart is broken, getting green, man I'm artichoking, I can't breathe, that's the art of choking. Seriously, this is like Dr. Seuss raps. I'm getting green, artichoking, green eggs and ham, Sam, the God has spoken. Yeah, I can do that shit too, Jaden. And I got mad when I got to the track Breakfast, which was labeled as having an A$AP Rocky feature, which turned out to just be him doing like this weird pitch shifted dialogue interlude. Another thing I found funny was on the track Falcon, how he tells us how he's on another level, and then he follows that up with the lines, I put the bass up in your face and you're feeling in trouble, you jokers, corny like kettle. Well, now we know who wrote some of those corny ass lines on the Revival album. Lost Boy. I don't really know what's going on here. Some mediocre guitar strumming that reminds me when I was at Georgia State, and there'd be some turd out in the quad strumming his guitar, trying to get chicks, while the rest of the guys just wanted to peg him in the face with a hacky sack. And it's just full of this painful singing. No notes, no real melody here, just drowned out moaning. And not even cool like Kid Cudi kind of crooning, just boring, emotionless, passionless moaning. And it didn't get any better once he started rapping. Let's talk about Watch Me. Not because it's good, but because it's clearly a ripoff of Black Skinhead. That's the first thing I thought the second it started, and then the second thing I thought was Light Skinhead. Maybe it was meant as an homage, but it came off weak. And is there a reason why he repeated that all your verses sound like dirty dishes line on 2 different songs? Like, it's not a hot bar. And it would be different if this mixtape was full of dope lines, but it's simply not. So who are you to call other people's verses dirty dishes when you're saying shit like, cause I'm sipping penicillin, cause I'm so sick, Joker, I'm just chilling like a villain, yeah. Yeah, that line is nowhere near as hot as I'm about to put Hello Kitty on my neck just to show whack rappers how to get it. Get what? What does putting Hello Kitty on your neck show other whack rappers, man? I don't get it. It's just too deep for me. Throughout the rest of this mixtape, it was just a bunch of fairly decent beats with some sometimes decent flows and a whole lot of mediocre lyricism. I get a whole lot of the try-hard deep lyrics, to the point where this reminds me of how I felt about that XXXTentacion album. Like, I can say that Jaden has a good ear for beats, but a lot of the lyrics just come across like he's trying to be so esoteric and so deep, but it just comes across like you're talking to a college freshman who just read his first Dostoevsky book and wants to flex on you. Throughout this whole thing, he's stroking his ego for no good reason. And I mean, it's good to be self-positive, that's dope, but being cocky the way he is nothing short of perplexing. Like, he's trying to come off complex and mysterious, but he just comes across as a bit hokey and laugh-worthy. Throughout this way too goddamn long mixtape, he comes across as extremely scatterbrained and unfocused, throwing line after line at us with absolutely no cohesion, and plays totally into the "if you don't get it, that means I'm smarter than you" game. And sure, he may be smarter than me. I never claimed to be very smart. You know, I don't even know why you guys are here. But something I have going for me are friends. And friends who are honest with me when I'm doing some stupid shit. Friends who would in no way in hell let me run around here acting like the confusing Confucius without telling me at some point that I'm full of shit. Friends who would not let me put out a half-assed product when they think that I can do better. And maybe Jaden doesn't have friends who think he can do better, but I want to offer my services as a friend, Jaden. I think that you can do better. You're young and you're still developing, but I think the problem is you think you're past the point of learning and you're already at the level of teacher. You haven't waxed on and waxed off enough yet, bruh. But I think there's promise here. I think there's potential. Jaden just needs to focus more and learn a little bit more from his peers and his contemporaries and try again. Not saying I'll be checking for it, but maybe somebody else who is a bit more forgiving after listening to this 70+ minute long project full of nonsense will listen to it. So that's it for this review. In the comment section down there, let me know what you guys thought of this project. And as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace, bitches.